Well, hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to December and another episode of Tech Tip Tuesday. My name is Ken Close. I'll be your host tonight. A Healy World Member engineer and pioneer in the United States with Healy. And I am joined tonight by the awesome Jake Barron, head of operations for the Americas. Hey, Jake, how you doing?
Hey, Ken. Good evening, everyone.
Right on. And we have Anthony from our customer service department in the background with the lightning figures helping us out tonight. Thank you, Anthony, for being here. Everybody give Anthony an applause.
Tech support expert Anthony's here tonight.
I love it. I love it. It's great to have that helping hand in the background. So hey, welcome you guys to Tech Tip Tuesday. If you haven't been here before, well, this is a chat-based forum where you guys put your questions in the chat over there, and we will do our best to unpack those questions, find enlightenment, and definitely solve any mysteries that you guys might have. So we've had pretty good success here with the tech support in the background chat, and we have Jake and myself. So we usually can solve most mysteries. So I'm happy about that. What we can't do is we can't talk about anything around prevention, diagnosis, medical treatments, or anything like that in the medical department. That's not what we're here for. We want to make sure that your Healy can work and do the job it was designed for. Now, we do have tools that can help advise you, and we can talk about those things if you guys are looking for guidance in that arena. So I say let's get the party started. How about you, Jake?
Sounds great.
Okay, Anthony's ready too. I think he's just ready to go. So you guys go ahead, put some questions in there. If you don't, we will talk about something cool, I'm sure. Right? I mean, we usually come up with some stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of coming up with some stuff, there's usually another cool call you guys have been joined us in, which is the Healy for Beginners and Beyond. Anything on the schedule for that, Jake? Anything coming up, you think?
Not yet. We definitely are going to try to do one here in December before the end of the year. Just need a great topic. So any requests, that kind of thing, go ahead and put those here in the chat, and we'll see what we can do. So
yeah, this is a good spot, guys, to put your suggestions in there. Healy for Beginners and Beyond started out as an unboxing, and Jake was kind of doing this, walking through the entire process, and it's evolved into, anytime there's some new developments, kind of adding some training and things like that, some deep dives into some other things. So definitely put your suggestions in there. We'd love to hear you guys. Let's see. So Jennifer's got one, says that I am wondering why my Healy is not allowing me to access Aura plus analysis in the scan function. I am no longer getting the duper analysis. So in other words, in the Blue app, you're not seeing the various modalities in there. Is that what you're trying to say? So I'm not sure. The Blue app, the HealAdvisor Analyse app, it's where all the analysis happens. If you've got the coaching subscription, it's going to be in there. If you have the Resonance Edition, you're going to have the Resonance scan function in there, as well as the Aura scan function. The app itself is all of that is pretty much complete. So let's see. Jennifer says not getting the deeper analysis report where it states present state and desired state. So in other words, you do an analysis. There is a kind of a two-stage there where you will open the analysis function. You'll do a scan. It pulls in essentially, well, it does a primary scan, then you do an actual deeper dive, and that gives you all the details. I'm not sure. That might be a function of the app itself. Have you done an update lately?
Yeah, I'm wondering, yeah, are you using the Analyze 2 app, the newest version? And also, yeah, is it the most up-to-date version that is available? Or and exactly when did that start? Was it after an update, or was it just sort of randomly that happened?
Yeah, we've moved
Yeah.
over into the HealAdvisor Analyse 2 app, by the way. And I had a couple people say the same thing to me earlier today, that they were having some problems. And so we discovered that they're still using the old Advisor app. So the new one is going to be, I mean, the old one doesn't work the same. I think, has it been discontinued now? Is it not
It's
functioning?
still, no, it has not been discontinued. The original Healy app, the Pink Dot app, has been discontinued, but not the Analyze app. So, but other than very basic functionality, there's not like updates being made to the old Analyze app, the old Blue Dot app. So everything is going into the new one. So if you haven't started yet, or you're still kind of using the other one mostly, I would definitely start using the new one at this point.
Yes, absolutely. Let's see if I was just going to take a peek real quick here.
Yeah, if she's using the new app and hasn't updated recently, I would probably just go ahead and delete the app and reinstall it and have the most up-to-date version and see if that solves it. Maybe something has happened with the app on her phone, possibly.
I always start at the basics, everybody, when it comes to your smart device and using any app, but let alone the Healy app, because the Healy app is resource hungry, meaning that if there's not a lot of memory left on your smart device, maybe you got a lot of apps or a lot of videos, pictures, whatever, especially this time of year, right? The holidays, taking a bunch of pictures. If there's not at least 25% of your overall memory left on the device, the Healy apps, or if you have a lot of other apps running at the same time, they will start to lose their, I don't know, their effectiveness. and especially if your smart device doesn't have a lot of memory, some of the instructions or some of the content of the app itself. Remember, the app is a program. It's a program, just like on your computer. If a program gets corrupted for some reason, I don't know, sometimes on the computer, things get written over. When I say written over, like if you have a program in a certain memory location on your computer, no different than your smart device, if some of the content gets written over by, I don't know, another program or something like that, then it won't function right. So like Jake said, one of the things where I always start is I will delete the program completely. Okay. If you've done an update, I mean, if you've opened that app before, then your clients and content are still saved to your cloud. So go ahead, delete that app.
Yeah, I
Reload.
mean, these days it's great because you don't have to worry about the master key and locating that and whatever.
Exactly.
It's just gonna, when you reinstall it, it's gonna go. You put in your name and password. It'll send that 6-digit verification code to your email, which you'll then put in to reinstall the app, and then that'll pull everything back into it. But she asked in the chat here, where does she go to update it? So definitely reinstall, just delete and reinstall. But if you want to just see if you have the most up-to-date version, go to your app store, whether it's the app store on iOS or the Google Play Store. And then if you have the most up-to-date version, near the top there'll be like an icon that just says open. So, but if it's not the most up-to-date version, instead of saying open, it'll say update, which means the update is available for your app.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. Well, I'll get my phone online here with us, and
Okay.
then we can show some examples and such.
Yeah.
So that's always fun to do. But yeah, like Jake said, so go to your app store, Google Play or App Store for Apple, whatever it is, and then just download from there. When I say download, if you hit the open or the update, and that's where you open the app from, instead of like from your phone. It'll automatically download it to your phone anyway, but open it from there, play it from there. It's going to be the latest version. So that's the easiest way. I'm going to while we're grabbing up another question here, I will add my phone here and we can do some demo. Let's see here. Next question.
So yeah, Anthony's helping her out too. So, but let's see what we can, let's see as much information as we can provide also here on the call. But yeah, while you're opening that up, yeah, there was a question about when you do an analysis in the Meridian module, so the brand new Meridian module in the Analyse app, do you then vibrate? And sure, yeah, at the end, when you get the results, you'll see there's an option to vibrate those programs, but also you're going to want to run those programs, the recommended programs, with your MagHealy itself too. So it's best to do both at that point.
The purpose of the vibrate mode is, I mean, once you have the analysis, great, but the vibrate mode is so that the app can link through your quantum entanglement of you, the client, and the database that has been chosen for the analysis, and then send the frequencies for alignment to your field. And that's the vibrate mode. The vibrate mode, I know it says vibrate. You could say, you could use the same word as like transmit, right? So it's the same thing. It's transmitting those frequencies through the quantum field into you as a client. Okay. So, so definitely I always recommend, once you get the analysis, then the next phase is to kind of do the alignment.
Ken, real quick before you start sharing your screen, let me just, so related to the Meridian module, we have this in Academy, in Healy Academy, go to the Analyze app section, HealAdvisor Analyze app, products, Analyze app. And there's a video at the end here, the HealAdvisor Analysis Meridian Module, and it kind of goes through how to actually use it. So it's a great video, added, I think, about a week or so ago. It's about 5 minutes long, but that's a great video. Overall, sort of a tutorial of how to use the module. And then there's also a section in the science section, which is great, in the Meridian section, about the science behind the Meridian's teaching, which has a lot of different studies and things like that related to Meridians, which is great video to watch as well. So anyone looking for more information on the Meridians module, how to use it, or the background behind it, go to Healy Academy and check that out. And Ken, you know, that's one of the great things here at Healy World is there's so much content now in Healy Academy. Almost every week there's some sort of new video being added, new content. There's a whole new series on the information field, and Martin Whitman's going to be discussing some of that on What's Up Wednesday tomorrow. So definitely check that out at 1 p.m. Eastern. But it makes it a little bit harder for us doing these Healy for Beginners and Beyond to pick topics, because in the past we were covering things that there was no resources on. There was no videos on, no trainings, that kind of thing. And now Academy has almost everything. Yeah. And you know, for Beginners and Beyond, we try to do stuff that hasn't been covered yet or you can't find anywhere else. So it makes our job a little bit harder to find some of those new topics that haven't been discussed yet. But yeah, that's great. I'm happy that we have that problem.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
There's too much information. No, that's a good thing to have, because it is such a I mean, even doing some of the deep dives. So Martin's going to be on there tomorrow, giving some things, and then there's always room for expansion. And I guarantee you that when, like, we get on this kind of topics here on these calls where someone will ask a question, we'll provide an answer that opens another door for more questions, because it's like, well, I didn't even know it would do that. Right. And then all of a sudden you're going, well, okay, based on that, you know, I got a question about this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I will share my screen, and I'm going to show you real quick. Let's see. Did I make myself co-host? I think I did. Better make sure. Okay. All right. So I want to show you guys real quick just where to go and find any of these apps. It's pretty quick, pretty easy. Now I'm going to show you from an iOS, but we're still really the same. In fact, you're going to look, I'm going to look at the App Store. And so similar, you're going to go, if you have an Android, you're going to go to your Google Play Store and just type in HealAdvisor. And you'll probably see what it pops up right away, right at the very top, HealAdvisor Analyse 2. Tap on that or click on that, and you'll see there it is. Now, I want you to notice something here where it says HealAdvisor Analyse 2 open. Mine says open. If there was an update for some reason to my app, because I'm doing it from my smart device, from my app store, so it's going to know essentially the state of my app. Okay, so it's going to know what that is. If I want to get some more information, I will tap on the icon for the app, and I'll take a look at this screen here. I want you to see that there is some categories at the top. Tells you a little bit about the size of the app, languages that's available in, developer, that kind of thing. But also down here, lower in the app, it shows the compatibility section. See where it says iPhone and iPad apps? There's a down arrow. You can tap on that, and it kind of gives some content around, well, what it can do for you. Then there's also, it says on my device, it's going to talk about it being compatible for an iPad app as well. All right. So there's a lot of information before you even load the app. There's a lot of information here. If you want to know anything about the app itself, you'll see what's new. See, there's a what's new section right there with the version number 2.1.4. And you can take a look at the version history. It's going to show you essentially all the updates that were done when. So 2 weeks ago, a month ago, 2 months ago, and so on. So you know that, if you've got something that's, say, a 2.0.7, you'll see that's like a month old, right? There may be some things that you're experiencing that has been fixed by the new updates, right? So the simple thing to do is from the app right here, or from the App Store, you click on the open button, and it drops you right into, well, it was really fast because I already had mine open earlier. It would have done some downloads right there. But you can also see that there's some information about the app here as well. You can see down at the very bottom of the screen, the app version. See that down there? 2.1.4. Here's another thing I want to show you guys too that we've talked about before on this call. Send feedback. So if there's the second thing from the bottom down there, send feedback, you can actually send, it's like the suggestion box, right? So you can send information to the developers, and you can, ask for certain things or provide certain, any challenges, that kind of stuff. It's right down there at the bottom. Okay. Anything you want to add to that, Jake, while we're on the share screen here?
No, thanks for sharing. It's definitely, once you see it, very easy to understand sort of how to check that.
So that when you, down at the bottom where you click on the little home button, this shows you the various things that are available for my account. I have the Resonance app, the Resonance for the MagHealy, and then that Resonance database analysis. So there's two different Resonance there, or there's three, but let's just look at the top one and the third one. The top one is all the Healy microcurrent programs. So in other words, if I tap on the plus button, it's going to allow me to do an analysis on either all of the Healy microcurrent programs or just a specific page within the grouping. But if I was to go back here and tap on the Resonance with that purple dot and the sine wave, that one where it says database analysis. Now, if I tap on that, now I have the other more holistic databases. So the Alaskan Gym Elixirs and Bach Flower and the different other databases that are aside from the microcurrent ones. I could do an analysis within one of these databases just to find out remedies within these categories. Okay, that's where they are. I don't know, some of you guys that have been around a while, the old one showed kind of all that was grouped into one group. Now it's separated out. We were talking about earlier about the aura analysis. So you tap on the aura analysis, pulls you in automatically as a client, because that's who was it. I was on the what's called the me screen. There is a client screen also, but I was just on the me screen. Let's go back. At the top, where it says me, that was just me. If at the bottom of the screen, there's one that says clients, the second one over from the left, I could go to clients and do either add a client or analyze one of my clients, but I'm on the me screen. So I do the aura analysis is right here. Essentially, when we do an analysis, one of the most important things is to have our focus in the present moment. And there's a little piece there that talks about kind of an intention. So keeping your focus in the present moment, feeling strong and stable, and then you do the analysis. Okay, so that's just a little rundown. All right, let's stop sharing.
Thank you, Ken.
There you go. Quick little how-to. All right, what else do we got?
Well, looks like we got a question from Gordon. He said he recently subscribed to the nutrition, so I'm assuming digital nutrition, which he likes. Has 2 questions. So one, in the Analyse app, it provides a priority to various app. I was under the impression that the Analyse app would also prioritize the nutrition. If so, how do you do this activity? So I mean, if you're talking specifically about the Analyse app and doing an analysis for the digital nutrition database, as was Ken was showing earlier, you can pick that database, and all 72 digital nutrition programs are in that database. And if you were to do a resonance analysis for that database, those results would show the relevance as far as which ones are most relevant to you. So as far as if it gives a priority as far as which programs to do, I mean, it does. I'm trying to see if I'm missing something here, but
yeah. So so let's just run through it real quick. I mean, we got a second here. I'll show you.
Yeah.
I'll show you real quick here.
Okay.
Because it is kind of it's a very useful tool. And if we're looking at trying to analyze things based on the nutritional content, just the nutritional needs of our body. So digital nutrition, I had never heard of before Healy invented it, right? And so let's take a peek back at that analytics, and we'll go right into the advisor. Okay, so here is the advisor. And as you see about mid-screen, there's a blue tab. It's called Digi.Nut Mixtures Program 72. This is digital nutrition mixtures programs. And there's 72, within the parentheses, there's 72 various programs within that. And if I click on that little arrow to the right, let's see. I can do the analysis right here just within that database. And what it's going to show me is, of the 72 different programs available, it's going to show me the top 5. And within the top 5 programs, these are digital mixtures. See how it says digital nutrition mixtures? So each program has a specific purpose, and it's going to tell me essentially, let's just do a quick analysis. This is of me. And let's make sure that we're connected to the device. If you're not connected to the device, it's going to look for it. And then once it finds it, you connect. All right. So there are purposes to those 72 different programs, everything from muscle to say liver or other functions within the body. It just said that it failed to connect. Let's find out why. Try that again. There it goes. I can tell that it's starting because the blue light starts to flash on the device. It didn't do that before. There we go. Okay, quick analysis to be present. It only takes a few seconds. When I say be present, that just means that you're not worrying about what's for dinner. You're not considering your work schedule tomorrow. You're not trying to answer an email. You just be in this present moment, right? That's going to give the most accurate analysis. Now I'm chatting with you guys. I'm in this present moment with you. So maybe some of my results are going to be influenced by y'all. Now, remember, there were 72 different programs, each programming having up to maybe 400 different frequencies. So it takes a minute.
Yeah, this is one of the bigger databases that we have.
The more numbers of entities within the parentheses that you saw after the name of the program, the more numbers of entities in there. If it's only 7, that's going to be really quick. But if it's 72, it's going to take a long time. Remember the magnitude of what it's doing here, analyzing 72 different programs, well over 300, 400 frequencies per program. Okay, so here's what it came up with. So now, like I said, there are mixtures, and the mixtures are nutrients known by Healy's experience with hundreds of thousands of clients, known to have value within the body. And then each one of these nutrients is essentially digitized into a frequency. Everything is energy. Remember that? Everything is energy. And so the only thing that separates one form of energy, aka maybe a skin cell, from a molecule of wood, the only thing that really separates that is its vibrational state or frequency. So what came up with are these 5 pages. It's always going to show you the top 5. And these are whole pages. All right. So groups of frequencies. Rigidity is the first one. Passion, alkaline powder, nerve harmony, and then vitamin B complex. Okay. So each one of these mixtures has very specific nutrients, minerals, vitamins within them that are needed to align me for whatever, I guess we can call misalignments that my body might have. Okay. And then what I can do here, the blue bar at the bottom, is I can hit the vibrate button. And when I hit the vibrate button, see that says select duration. I can choose how long I want this to go. The default is 1 minute, 20 seconds, but look, we can go much longer than that if we wish by scrolling up into different amounts of time or less time. So the default is 1 minute and 20 seconds. I just usually leave it there, hit the start button, and now it's going to transmit these frequencies from the Healy into my bioenergetic field. And then quantumly, I will be entangled with these because I'm the client, I'm the target, I am the GPS signal that this system is being sent to, nobody else, just me. And then I will receive that information. And everything is information. Energy is information at different frequencies. Okay. So the digital nutrition is designed to address nutrients, minerals, vitamins, content that the body needs. Now, not that it's replacing your food, but it is enhancing the bioavailability of what you do ingest, as well as adding energy to the cells. The body doesn't know the difference, really, between something that is being sent as a vibrational frequency or something you're ingesting. It's just using the information to enhance the cell structures. Okay, anything you want to add to that, Jake?
No, that's great. Thank you.
Okay.
And part of that question was also, you kind of showed it there as far as how do they know how long to vibrate those programs. And it's not the easiest thing to find, but if you go back over to Academy, Healy Academy, and go to, actually in the coaching module section, there's a transmission duration at Healy Coach. And this is a great video here. This is, this is a great guide. It isn't like you have to do this exactly, but if you have no idea how long to run the programs, this is a great sort of starting point. Whether it's your conscious or subconscious, and then also you see the transmission duration for conscious. It's many more times during the day, but a shorter period of time for each transmission, versus subconscious, only 2 to 3 times per day for a little bit longer each time. And then, of course, until success for one, and then approximately a month for the other one. So that's a great guide. And then as you kind of get more experience with it, maybe you want to run them a little bit longer depending on your situation. But this is a good starting point.
Another thing to that point too, Jake, while you're on this screen is you guys may see in some of the programs acute and systemic. So acute meaning very specific to a region or issue within the body. That kind of translates to what we're conscious of. And systemic meaning more subconscious or globally behind the scenes in a larger scale. So kind of that's what if you're looking at that acute and systemic, in that respect, we can kind of liken it to these things. When you're looking at an acute condition or conscious, we're going to apply things for a shorter period of time, but more often, so that we can, not to overwhelm the system, essentially, where the subconscious can handle longer periods of vibrational influence, because it's a bigger ship to turn, I guess you might say, right? So, good correlation between the two.
Yep. And Ken, as I was sort of reading through this question again, I think the second part of this question says I was under the impression that the Analyse app would prioritize the nutrition, and if so, how do you do this activity? I think what he's referring to is the completely different section in the HealAdvisor app, not the HealAdvisor Analyse app, but the HealAdvisor app, where you can create a shopping list for different foods, ingredients, that kind of stuff. So I think that's what he was referring to. If you just recently subscribed to Digital Nutrition, not only in the Analyse app can you do this, and in the Healy app for one of the programs too, but in the HealAdvisor app, that's where the module actually lives. And that's where kind of some of the cool features are as well.
Let's show you that. How about real quick? We'll just I'll show you really quick what that is. So if you look behind me, this HealAdvisor with the wavy lines here. Okay, this HealAdvisor app, that's the one. So essentially, you want to make sure you have that app loaded, and it is you're gonna have to log in. So here's my actual section. The HealAdvisor Analyse app, you click on that. There you go. You see digital nutrition. So you've got the programs that you can search through, but also, like Jake mentioned, the shopping list. Okay, when you open this, I would tap on shopping list. You've got some certain ways of eating. Someone might be more of an alkali diet, where you enter your type of nutrition, your nutritional type, and then some of your intolerances, if you have any of those. There's some examples they're showing you there. That's the alkaline diet. Some of the intolerances might be lactose intolerant or wheat allergies. And then you can customize this. So that little arrow there on the right, you can tap on that. You can add some certain things. You can see I'm adding certain types of diets to kind of harness the analytics into a parameter. Does that make sense? You confirm that at the bottom of the screen. And you can change your intolerances if you have any things that you're intolerant to. You see all of the different lists you can add. And then you can create your shopping list and schedule. You're going to build, just like building, say, an IMF schedule in digital nutrition. You can put things on a schedule that the system can notify you to do. You'll get notifications to run this program. Okay. So there's two different, at the top of the page, you have program pool and IMF schedule. You can add things to the pool. So we'll just do a little search here based on what I have. This at the top of the page, you can customize what you have as far as programs and such. I just have it listed as all IMF programs. I'm going to say, let's say fitness. Oops. In my search parameter. And okay, let's see.
I think you typed in fitness wrong there.
I think I did.
There we go.
Fitness. All right, there. So now it's coming up with programs, as you see, stamina from the fitness page, weight from the fitness page. This is from the fitness page, by the way. These are recommended programs that I would run to increase or improve my fitness. All right, so you can see kind of a listing in the gray area under all IMF programs. There's a number 8. Under bioenergetic vitalization, there's 0. Digital nutrition, there's 0. It pulled from there. But you can see all 8 of these programs are from the IMF program series. Yeah, so that's kind of a little search function. Let's go back to the home page. That's that digital nutrition. We can tap on that. Just from the digital nutrition aspect, what I would need if I just clicked on that and put fitness up here. Tap on that and let's see what it finds for me. We would want to see, let's go a little bit. Let's say strength.
Looks like it didn't pull up the right section there.
Fitness. Similar search suggestions. Let's go muscle. Let's see. Oh, didn't find anything for me.
Yeah, so that looks like that just sent a message to our team regarding a search suggestion to be added in the future. So
yeah, so if I was putting some parameters in there.
Yeah.
In the fitness industry. So if you're just looking at digital nutrition, here's some of the things that it's suggesting from that page. You can scroll through those.
Yep, it's a very big database, so lots of something for everything.
Whenever Healy picks things out based on analysis, the number 1, the one at the top, is the most highest priority, and so on down the list. So I didn't get much sleep last night. So exhaustion, not surprising. All right. Okay.
So it looks like that's a couple more questions that have come in here. One, it says, if you're running a program on a Healy or MagHealy and you turn it off, is it still running if you turn it back on, or do you start it over? So really, there's a couple key different points here, because if you turn off your Healy device or turn off your MagHealy device, that program will stop. But if you just say you turn off your smartphone or turn off the Bluetooth connection, the program will continue to run on your Healy device or your MagHealy until it finishes that particular program. So if the device is off, the power is off, it won't continue running. And when you turn it back on, you would have to start it over. But if you just disconnect the Bluetooth, that kind of thing, once you connect the Bluetooth again, if the program is still running, you would see on your screen kind of where you left off, or where the current progress is on it.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about it, is that the program is loaded. So when you hit your app, you open your app, you choose a program, you hit start, the program is loaded on the Healy, and you can tell that that's happening because the lights on the Healy, the green light will start to flash much quicker. That's data transfer, right? Real fast. And the blue light is flashing because that means it's being transferred on the Bluetooth signal. Once it's done loading, then the green light just flashes at 1 flash per second, meaning it's running. And you can actually see that reflected in the app itself on your smart device. And also the blue light's still flashing the same. If you turn your smart device off or hard close the app, the blue light goes off, but you'll see the green light still flashing on the Healy hardware. And that means it's still running. Okay. And it'll do that all the way till the end of its timer. You know, each program has a allocated amount of time, and it'll just keep running.
Yep. And thank you, Anthony, for assisting a lot of these questions. He's already sort of covered here, but we'll just briefly discuss them. The next one here is it possible to run the MagHealy and the Healy at the same time? So this person has an iPad mini for one and their phone for the other. So yeah, sure, you can, if you have two smart devices, it's even easier to run both at the same time. But even if you just have one smart device, you can still run both at the same time, because as you we mentioned before, you can start that program. Say you start the Healy program with your Healy app, you run that program, and then you either disconnect the Bluetooth or you just fully hard close that app out of it, hard close the app. That program, the Bluetooth will be disabled, but that program will, as you mentioned, Ken mentioned, it'll continue to run on the Healy device, and then you can open up that Healy app again, and this time connect to your MagHealy, and then you can run a program as well. So that at that point, you'd be running two programs at the same time. But keep in mind, with one smart device, you can only be connected by Bluetooth to one or the other, not to both. You can't be connected to the Healy and the MagHealy with one smart device. But if you have two smart devices, then yeah, you can operate both independently there and adjust the intensity kind of thing as you go.
Let's look at it at the Bluetooth, from the Bluetooth perspective. The smart device has a Bluetooth transmitter, all right, and receiver. So it speaks back and forth like a walkie-talkie on what we would call the Bluetooth frequency. When the smart device connects through an app, whether it be the blue app or the pink app, when the smart device connects through an app to the Healy, then the app holds the Bluetooth signal hostage, right? And no other one of the Healy apps can use it anymore. So in other words, let's say it's the pink app, it's connected to a Healy, and then you say, well, you know, I want to go over and do some analysis with my blue app. So you just walk right over there, you know, you click on the blue app and open it, and you try to connect to your Healy. It won't do it. It won't do it because the Bluetooth chip is held hostage by the pink app. It's like it's got a lock on the Bluetooth signal with your smart device. And the reason for that is so nobody else can take over your Healy, right? You don't want to be walking around in public and, you know, maybe you're at a convention and there's 500 people there, all have Healys, and you all of a sudden, you know, somebody else has got your Healy on their smart device doing some things and you're locked out or you're off of it. So that's why the Bluetooth chip on the Healy is specific to one app. And once it's locked on there, it's not going to change. You have to actually hard close the app in order for it to switch out. Now, if you want to run multiple devices, you got a couple of Healys, then that's done from the app. But as Jake said, I'm going to do a quick demo on what that looks like, just so you can see, because it's a little confusing. Like, what do you mean? I hard close. How did I load this up? What do you mean? So let me show you. All right. So I have two Healys running right now, and I'm going to go ahead and go to the pink app here. And when I open the pink app, you see it searches for devices. Now, it should find multiple devices. So I've been connected to many devices in the past few days. But it shows the ones that are not found. Those are the ones that are not turned on right now. The ones with the pink circles, those are the ones that are turned on right now. So I look at the serial number. Okay, this is the one I want to start, ending in 1E. So I'll tap on that. I'll connect to it. Now remember, that was 1E. I'm going to connect to it. And I can now, once I connect, the Bluetooth starts to light up, and I can send a program. I can choose any one of these, head harmony. Yeah, let's just fix the head. How about that? I can send this program. Actually, let's go back because this one takes a while. Let's just quickly load something that's really fast. We'll load this guy. Loads really fast. All right, so now I'm running the program. So my Healy is running this one. I'm connected via the, let's say, the coil. And now what I need to do, now this Healy is going to continue to run for the entire 19 minutes and 40 some seconds. It's on the clock right now. So what I do is I hard close this app. All right. And then the blue light goes off on this one. And then I'm going to reopen the app. And remember, the other Healy is still turned on. So it's going to find them both, but instead this time I'm going to choose 7C. So I tap on 7C. That's the other Healy. So remember, 1E is running a program now. I'm connecting now to 7C. Now it could be a MagHealy too. All right. So once I connect to it, I can start a program within that one. And let's just say that one, I'm going to run a gold cycle program pure, start. All right, now it's loading this one. So now I've got two Healys running at the same time, or about to, off the same app. That makes sense? I can hard close the app and I can go back to either one of those programs, either one of those Healys, to see its status. In other words, I open the app and it shows me right where that program is at the present moment. Not where it left off when I shut the app off, but where it is at the present moment, because the timer's still running. Okay. Does that make sense? All right.
Yep.
That's how you do two at the same time. And it could be a MagHealy or a Healy. And you can do that. All right.
Perfect.
Let's see. There was a question here about, can we turn the Bluetooth off? And that, I think, did we talk about that? How to turn the Bluetooth off?
I think the question was, there was a couple of questions here. One of the questions later on was, can we turn the Bluetooth off in the Analyse app? That one needs to stay on. So you can turn the Bluetooth off on the Healy when you're running a program in the Healy app, or if you're running a program with the MagHealy with the most recent firmware, you can also turn off the Bluetooth chip on the MagHealy, but not with the Analyse app, because there's that constant connection back and forth as it's sending information into the information field.
Yeah, remember that the blue app, it is in real-time entanglement with the client. And so the pink app, that is a set of instructions, and you're connected via hardware to the client, aka the body. And there's an interface between the Healy, the microcurrent in the body, that doesn't need the app. Really, the Healy is looking at, it's seeking resonance with the body it's attached to. The blue app is all working in the quantum field. It has to have a real-time interface with the client and the database that's being utilized for analysis. Okay, so that's why it's got to have that connection. Okay. Where are we? We got a little bit of time.
We have some questions about digital nutrition, if it's available on the Pro version. Yes, it is included in the Healy Professional. So there's so many programs included with the Healy Professional. So yeah, it's not everyone gets around to checking all of them out. But yeah, if you haven't yet, definitely it's worth spending a bit of time on digital nutrition, checking it out in the HealAdvisor app, like Ken showed as well, the different module there too. So.
Here's a question maybe Anthony can answer in the background. I don't know if he already did. A client is, Marty says that I have a client that bought a MagHealy on November 20th and a Healy on November 30th. I noticed that both of them are listed as bought on the 20th. What's the meaning of that? She bought it different days. That's good question. There should be an invoice that's separate for the two. I don't know where it's showing that being the same date within your database, Marty, or the client's purchase list. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, and I'm not sure if November 20th is the day that she became a Healy member or customer too, as far as the sort of the start date. But if they were purchased on different days, the invoice itself should show different days as well.
Yeah, that is significant. A difference of 10 days if it is based on, say, somebody's become a member and their fast start program timing is that's important. But yeah, I mean, if you buy a MagHealy or a Healy and you become a member on that 20th, that's when your fast start clock starts. But you should definitely have two different invoices, two different dates for those two different purchases.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. There was related to digital nutrition. Gordon was wondering, said he started his Analyse app and it doesn't show 72. So 72, we were referring to the number of programs within the digital nutrition database. He says the version is 2.1.4. How do I fix this? So the version 2.1.4 is the most recent version of the Analyse app, which Ken was showing earlier. So that's correct. As far as the 72, if you go select the digital nutrition database when you're doing a resonance analysis, it should show that 72 in parentheses next to the database there. So the two aren't really related. The version number and that 72 are completely separate. So there shouldn't need to be anything to be fixed as far as that part goes.
No, you're correct. The 2.1.4 is the version of the app itself. The 72 is the number of entities that are available for analysis within that database. So in digital nutrition, there's 72 entities. And when I say an entity, that means a page, a whole page. Now, remember that a page is a program. Okay, it's kind of the same word. It's a program, and within the program, it could have hundreds of frequencies. Okay, within one program. And when we're talking about a specific page in digital nutrition, it is a group of nutrients. This is why they're called mixes, digital nutrition mixes. And the mix is designed for very specific human things, not so much conditions, but parts, body parts or goals or just things that we're trying to accomplish. So that's why there's 72 of them, 72 different things that we're trying to accomplish. Some of the other pages, such as say the gold cycle page, has a number 7 in parentheses. That's because there's 7 different programs on that page. All right. When it's talking about the digital nutrition mixes, it's talking about the entire digital nutrition database, which has 72 pages on it. It's a little confusing because within each page, there's several programs. So it gets good, kind of deep in there. Okay. All right. You're welcome. Lindley says, thanks for the screen shares. It makes more sense. I know it's nicer to be able to see some of this stuff sometimes. Okay. If you're running programs on the Healy and MagHealy at the same time, should they be similar programs? Great question.
Yeah.
And yes, I mean, you can address different parts of the body simultaneously, but I like to do things coherently, right? If I'm going to say, I like to go to the fitness page, but if I'm running, say, the muscle program on maybe the Healy, and I'm running something, I've done some water transmission programs from the MagHealy. I've energized my water for some aspect of fitness. Those are coherent, right? So I can do some other things with the MagHealy that are coherent with some of the frequencies, but use your intuition. I don't know that there's a wrong way. The cool thing about the body is it will discern, it will weed out, essentially sort out certain things that it can't use, right? Just like if you drink too much water, it just gets to the point where you just can't put any more in. And so, and it will get rid of it, right? So kind of the same thing. Cool thing about magnetic energy, the body's a walking, talking antenna. And if we're running the Healy with a coil and we're running the MagHealy, those are both magnetic influences. And the body as a walking, talking antenna will essentially just not absorb everything, right? It's just a lot of content for the body to absorb. It kind of can't take everything at once. That's okay. But just use your intuition.
Yeah, like the water programs, those pair well. And also, like Kenny, as you mentioned, the workout one or the fitness ones, if you're running a fitness program with microcurrent, something like that, maybe you want to run the atmosphere program with the MagHealy that's called workout. It kind of goes along with that. There's so many of them that you can usually find one that kind of pairs well with whatever you're running in the Healy too. So.
Yeah. Martin's got a kind of sounds like a commission question. He says, I bought a MagHealy on the 31st and I want to know if I get credit for buying this myself, bonus, or I do not understand. So yeah, those points are personal volume, but they aren't a commissionable sales volume. You want to explain that, Jake?
Yeah, I mean, if you make a purchase, whoever referred you to Healy would be the one that actually earned the commissions on that purchase that you made. So just like if you were to refer a new member or customer to Healy, then you would earn commissions on that purchase that they make.
Yeah, it's like it's, for instance, if you go to maybe a car lot and you buy a car, the salesman gets a commission for the purchase of your car. You go and buy 5 more cars, that salesman keeps getting the commission, right? Not you, right? Now, if you worked for the car lot and somebody came in and bought a car, you get the commission for that. It's a little bit different. That's kind of how this referral program works. All right. I might be behind here. So where are we? Thank you, Anthony, for all the great help in the backgrounds. Put some great links in there. Folks, by the way, if you want to save this chat, I highly recommend you do it because there's some links and some great answers in there. The 3 little dots down at the bottom below where you type in your message, tap on those, click on those if you're on your PC or laptop, and you will be able to save the chat. At the end of this call, a pop-up comes up on your screen that says save chat. All right. And then you'll have that you can save on your laptop or your computer. All right. Couple more minutes. Jake, anything on the lightning round?
I think we are caught up. I don't know if you saw it earlier up here though, Ken, that we did solve that problem with the OR analysis not showing the deeper results as far as present state and desired state. So thank you, or we're happy, always happy to see things that are solved throughout the live here on the call. So that's why we do these calls every Tuesday to help out with those types of issues. So thank you for confirming that it was fixed, because it's always great to know that the information we're providing was able to solve the issue.
Absolutely. And by the way, folks, if you found value in this call, certainly tell a friend, refer somebody to us when we're here every Tuesday. We'd love to unpack their questions as well and help them solve some mysteries. And Marty's still kind of trying to gain clarity on how the system works when it comes to purchases. Like I said, if you purchase a device on for yourself through a referral link, so somebody referred you to Healy, you buy a product, whoever referred you gets the commission, right? So you've purchased a device. Now, if you became a member and you refer someone to Healy, you get the commission. So in other words, you're making a sale. If you just continue to buy your own products for yourself, you're not going to get a commission on the products you buy for yourself. You're just going to have great products to use. Yeah, that's the way it works. All right, guys. Thank
And
you.
we covered a lot today. There was a lot of screen sharing, which was great. We, had some feedback in here that it's always helpful to be able to see how things look. So yeah, if you want to go back and review this recording will be available on our YouTube channel at HealAmerica's.com. If you go to that URL, it'll take you directly to our channel. But if you're within YouTube, you can also just go to at Healy World Americas. That'll take you there also. Should be available within the next 48 hours if you want to go back and review any of the topics that we covered today.
And that's Healy World Americas with an S, guys, on when you're on YouTube searching. And definitely click on the subscribe button and the notification button when you're there, so we can add more subscribers to that page. Just brings more value. And as well as you get notifications when new stuff pops up. So like Jake said, when this recording comes on there and you're a subscriber, you get a little ding of a new recording was added, and then you can go back to it. And the cool thing about that is you can pause and write notes down, maybe back up a little bit, re-listen to something. So it's a great tool. And the entire conversation is hyperlinked. In other words, there's content around every time we had a question or we change subject matter. Jake's team puts a little line in there about what it was that we covered, and a hyperlink. You can go right directly to that. So super great. Awesome stuff, guys. Good tools. And like Jake said, man, there's just like, we don't have much to talk about on some of these other episodes because we were covering everything. All right, guys. Well, thanks for being here. Thank you, Jake. Thank you in the background, Anthony, for being there.
Yeah.
And
join us for tomorrow for What's Up Wednesday. Don't miss Martin Whitman. He's going to do a great presentation overview on some topics related to the information field.
I love it. All right, guys, have a good night. Don't forget to click on those 3 little dots to save the chat if you like. See you next week. Bye, guys.